Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Taya freaking Bea. I'm back with a weekly wrap up for this week. If you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. Taya freaking Bea, tap in, bars at the bar, all of that. First and foremost, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the Super Bowl 2025. Everybody was hyped. I know Philly was lit on Monday. And since we're already speaking about the Super Bowl, let's get into the halftime performance with Kendrick Lamar. He ate. I feel like he ate, okay? He's been getting a lot of mixed reviews from his performance on Sunday for the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar has always been a political artist to me. One of my favorite Kendrick Lamar albums is To Pimp a Butterfly, which was very straightforward as far as the political undertone of the whole album. I knew he was going to represent the black culture, the black community in his performance. Not Like Us was the only part of the performance that was really targeted to Drake. So, funny story, I was actually bartending during the Super Bowl. When Kendrick performed Not Like Us, the whole venue went crazy. When I say crazy, it's like everybody was standing up, singing the song, crip walking, doing a West Coast two-step. Like, it was super lit in there. It just dawned to me, if it was lit in my establishment that I was bartending in, it was lit across the nation. So I kind of felt a little bit bad for Drake in that moment. Aside from Kendrick and Drake, the performance to me, I enjoyed it a lot. I love that he performed that in front of Donald Trump, which I think that it is needed with all the things that are going on in this country right now. So shout out to Kendrick. He brought SZA out on stage. SZA looks lovely as always. He brought Serena Williams out. She did her little crip walk, her little diddy bop. He also had Samuel Jackson open up his performance as Uncle Sam. And on Tuesday, it was reported that Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance had 133 million views. So shout out to Kendrick Lamar for doing his thing and not letting us down. It don't matter what everybody else is saying. You did your big one and you represent us very well. Next on my list, we have the Luther Vandross documentary, which actually came out in November of last year. It was recently released on HBO Max, and I actually got a chance to watch the whole thing earlier this morning. When I say I am a crybaby, I definitely was crying at the end of the documentary. Luther came out before my time a little bit, but there were a lot of Luther Vandross songs that I grew up on. Never Too Much was always played around the household. Dance with My Father. And then we also have that iconic scene in The Wood, in the movie The Wood, where Mike and Alicia, they share their first dance to If This World Were Mine with Cheryl Lynn. Every time I think of Luther Vandross, I always think of The Wood, personally. But watching this documentary, there was a lot that went on in Luther Vandross's life. And the film basically captures his career before he became a major artist. He had a whole career in background vocals. Roberta Flack, David Bowie, Shaka Khan, Diana Ross. He did a lot of commercial jingles, the Juicy Fruit jingle, as well as Mountain Dew and Burger King. And in the documentary, it talked about his struggles with his weight and how the public really focused their energy on his weight. His weight would go up and down and fluctuate. They talked about him struggling with eating habits that he had and him being an emotional eater. And it would bother him because that would be the headlines instead of him being in the headlines for him being a great artist. They also touched a little bit about his sexual orientation, which they didn't dive too deep into it, but they just discussed that, he struggled with coming out. It's crazy because growing up listening to Luther Vandross, I just always just remembered, like, anytime somebody was getting married, they usually had Luther Vandross playing somewhere. Love songs with Luther Vandross, or like if you're trying to set the tone with you and your boo, you're gonna throw in some Luther Vandross, okay? So I didn't know that he struggled with so many different things. If you haven't checked out the documentary, do it. It's great. I love documentaries on legends, because you always learn things that you didn't know. It puts the artist in a different light. If you haven't checked out Luther Vandross documentary, Never Too Much, it's on HBO Max right now, and tune into it. It's good. You might cry. Let's shift to Outkast. Outkast is nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They are amongst one of 14 nominees. Other nominees include Mariah Carey, Cyndi Lauper, Bad Company, Billy Idol. They should have been got this award because they were so influential to a lot of different hip hop artists in the game as of right now. They introduced us to funk and jazz and rap and psychedelic and all of those things all in one. And they were just coming out of Atlanta. They didn't really care about what the vibes were at the time. They just kind of did their own thing. Outkast dropped their first single, Players Ball, in 1993, and then followed up with their debut album in 1994, Southern Playlist Cadillac Music. Shout out to Outkast. Next, let's jump into Kanye's crazy ass. That man is wilding right now. I don't know what's going on. And over the weekend, during Super Bowl Sunday, he was tweeting a lot of crazy stuff. He was defending Diddy. He was saying a lot of anti-Semitic things about, Nazis and Hitler, and he just was really rubbing people the wrong way. During the Super Bowl, he paid for a commercial ad that was basically promoting the Yeezy website. He started selling t-shirts with the swastika, the Nazi symbol, on t-shirts, I don't know why anybody in their right mind would do such a thing. That he also sold a hoodie that was in representation of the hoodie that Cassie had on in her attack with her and Diddy in the video at the hotel. And he called the hoodie the Love Hoodie. I hate this because I used to love Kanye. I loved his music. I miss the old Kanye. I miss College Dropout. I miss Homecoming. I miss Through the Wire Kanye. I just don't understand why he's doing these tactics. It's spreading hate. We'll see what happens with that man because he's wilding right now. Last but not least, we have the All-Star Game. All-Star Weekend coming up, 2025. Got a lot of Bay Area talent that's coming outside for this event. We got DJ Cassidy leading a Pass the Mic, and he's going to star legendary E40, Too Short. A lot of fire artists are showing up this weekend. Bay Area, Raphael Sadiq is going to be introducing the players and as well as performing. We got her that's going to be performing. And La Russell. Okay, first of all, he has been on go for the past couple of years. So it would be great to see him perform and get love from his city on that platform. We have Kevin Hart, who is going to be the MC of the All-Star Game. So I'm sure we'll get some funny and hilarious commentary from him. Milwaukee Bucks Damian Lillard and Raphael Sadiq, they put together a promotional video ahead of All-Star Weekend and just talked about Oakland, the Bay Area, and how influential it has been to their careers. I learned a lot from that promotional event. I did not know Jason Kidd was from the Bay. I did not know En Vogue was from the Bay, or even Carlos Santana. So the Bay got a lot of legends. Make sure you tune in for All-Star Weekend this Sunday. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Valentine's Day is on Friday. Shout out to all the lovers. Shout out to all the single ladies, the single men. If you want some new music, we got Drake and we got Party Next Door dropping a project called Some Sexy Songs for You. So yeah. That's all I got for you guys. Make sure you stay tuned, tap in. I'm Taya freaking Bea, and that's a wrap.